Aloha, welcome back. This is Maliner. Welcome to episode 6, Feed the Beast Unleashed. Today we're going to get started on some Tinker's Construct. So the first thing we need to do, get some, I believe they're called patterns. Take sticks and planks, place them in this pattern, and you get a pattern, no pun intended. We're going to make as many as we can because we're going to pretty much use them all. We're going to make a few different items here. We're going to put a pattern over a log. It gives us a part builder, and that also upgrades us to the second book. We didn't really talk about the first one, but that's not really important. We're going to get a few more planks. A plank with a pattern over the top. Gives a stencil table. We're going to make us a chest. And guess what this, yeah, that's right, pattern over a chest. Gives you a pattern chest. Odd, I know. I'm actually forgetting what the other one is. So let's get our book out. This is the book you start the game with. We have the planks, log of wood, chest. Ah yes, the crafting table. How could I forget the crafting table? So I'll make some more planks, crafting table, and a pattern. Tool station. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Okay, now, the way that you place these items down really isn't important, except for one thing, and that's where the pattern chest goes. So I'm going to put the stencil table there. I'm going to put the pattern chest next, the part builder, and then the tool station. Now the way this works is the stencil table creates stencils, and if you know anything about tool and die, it's a pattern, and the pattern that you're creating will make a piece or a part of another tool or weapon. So you take a blank pattern, and this thing you just go through the different patterns, and you go forward or backwards, and you pick the one you want. So you're only going to really make one of these, one of each one. As long as you're careful and don't lose them, you only need one. Now it's important to remember, like the tool rod pattern is there, then the pick, and so on. If you're somewhere and you're in out of patterns, and then you go back, it's going to reset to the very beginning. Well, no it didn't. That's been changed. Learn something new every day. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the basic parts. Tool rod pattern, pickaxe head, shovel head pattern, axe head. I'm going to skip the weapons, tool binding. I'm going to make those right now. I said I was going to make them all, but I'm not. I'm going to go to the big guns now. The tough tool rod pattern. I get a little OCD. The tough binding pattern. The large plate pattern. The broad axe. I don't really need that yet. And the broad shovel, and last but not least, the hammerhead pattern. Hammerhead, nice. Okay, so if we store these patterns in our chest, actually there's two we want. I do want to make a sword. I'd pretty much use the base sword, which is the sword blade, and then the kind of guard that you use, either the wide guard or the hand guard or the crossbar, determines what kind of weapon it is that you're making. And I'll kind of apportion these in a certain order, kind of separate them out. And I'll actually, the way this opens up, when you open the part builder, then it appears differently over here. So I'm going to move these a little, again being a little bit OCD. Just like so. Let's move these down here. Absolutely not necessary, just my little thing. Okay, so what you do is you take the pattern, you put it here, And then when you hover over the pattern, it tells you the material cost, which is 0.5 or half of a material. And just as an example, if I put an oak plank in here, I'm going to get a wood rod, which is what this pattern's for, but it's going to give me a stick back, because guess what? 2 sticks is a plank. Well, I have a stick. Let's put a stick in there. I get just the wood rod. So a stick is a wood rod. Or you can put a plank in, you'll get the wood rod, which takes a half a material, and you get a stick back. So that's going to work that way with every material we use. Now early on, one other thing you want to look at is the handle modifier here. We're making a handle with a tool rod. The rod is the handle of a sword, handle of a pick, handle of a shovel, etc. The handle modifier is 1. Now you might think, oh, let's make it out of stone, because stone's tough. Same thing happens, stone rod and a stone shard, which is half of a stone. Well, guess what? The handle modifier is 0.5. So this base durability gets cut in half. Right? I think it's half of the entire item, but it's much less. So we're going to make our handles out of wood. Now I want to make a pick, a shovel, an axe, and a sword. So that's 4 handles. So I will take 2 planks, 1, take that stick out, 2, and then I'll put my 2 sticks back in there and get 3, 4. Then I will get 1 pick head. Whoops, I want to use stone for this. Stone is going to give me a mining level of iron, so I can mine up to iron. It's going to have a higher durability. And I'm going to do an axe head. I'll just put that in there. And a shovel head. And I'm going to need a tool binding for the pick, which will take a half of a stone shard, but that's okay. I'm going to use that here in just a minute, because I'm not done. Actually, I'm going to make let's do that, a stone sword blade, and we're going to take the stone out, and we're going to put in the wide guard pattern, which is a half, and we'll take the stone shard, put that back in, and get a stone wide guard. So that's all the basic tools. Now we have to go to the tool station to build our parts. Now you can put the parts in here and it'll work, but I'm going to click on the actual item and it'll show you the parts you need. So I'm going to put in a wood rod, the pickaxe head, and the stone binding. And these parts together have a durability of 131, a mining speed of 4, it'll mine iron. And every tool you make can have 3 modifiers. There's ways to increase the number of modifiers. But except for the base pieces that you might use a different material, you can add modifiers. There are 2 different ways to add modifiers, and they're detailed in your book. We won't talk about that right now. Just made me a pickaxe. Next, I'm going to put a wood rod. I'll put it there, but I'm going to change this to a shovel. Let's do the hatchet next. So it's just the handle and the head. I didn't talk about the numbers over here, but it's going to be the same durability. It says mining level. That's important if you find gravel, okay? But it doesn't really matter in the hatchet. I can put the hatchet back in here and it's going to show you the same thing. And the last thing, the broadsword. It's the blade and the wide guard, stone wide guard, and the handle, and gives you a broadsword. Now the way we upgrade these things is you click the first button, the repair modification, and when you put an item in here, you're able to add modifiers. Now we're not going to do that right now. We will get to that eventually. I've got like a whole excess of stuff here, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm going to try some. I don't think we can put those in there. No, we can't. Thought I'd give it a shot. Not because I thought it would work, just to find out. I've never tried it before. I'm going to make a chest real quick. And I'm going to store some of my pieces over here. What was I going to store? Oh, my books. There's a third book, but we're going to get that later when we upgrade to some other materials. Now, I'm going to grab some more cobblestone because we're not done. Oh no, we're not done. We're going to build some more parts and some more tools. Now it gets a little bit crazy. Now to find out what we need, I'm going to come over here. Oh, I can't do that. We're not going to build more parts. I lied. And I do this pretty frequently. I always jump ahead in my brain, say, oh, I'm going to make this item, and completely forgetting that I'm incapable of making that item. So we won't make the, well, I suppose you could call them the second tier of tools and weapons. The tools are really what I'm interested in, but we will be soon. We will be very soon. Instead, as an alternate activity, we are going to what is that? Great, sun's going down. I don't think we're going to venture out right now. You know, I'm game for some extra fun, extracurricular activities, except I've got no armor, and I'm not quite ready for that. So, the other thing I was thinking about doing off camera, but that I won't do off camera, I will do here, is I'm going to make a little farm. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm in very desperate need of a few essential supplies. So I'm going to put a bucket of water right here. Now, this isn't ideal. This isn't the way I like to build my... I guess if I don't tell my wife I'm recording, then it's not really her fault for walking in on me, is it? So, back to business. What we'll do is we'll build a little farm here. There's a lot of stuff in the way, and that just can't be helped because I chose an area that does not have a lot of extra space. And whose fault is that? That would be me. So we'll make do with what we have. So I'll make a real quick. I'll make a hoe. Little more wood. Always a little more wood. Always. And we're going to prepare the ground, and as long as you work on the land within 4 squares of your source of water, and as far as I know on the same level, it will be hydrated. It will turn a darker color, and it will stay like it is prepared, hoed, for lack of a better term, because I'm drawing a blank. So, in case you're not familiar, we have cotton seeds, these nice bright purple ones. Now you might say, well, you need to grow some food. And there's a couple reasons to grow wheat and other things. I'm going to live off of berries for a while, plus the apples I'm getting. So I'm going to work on growing cotton. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I haven't really seen any sheep. I could make some shears and go searching, and I might, but I'm going to need more than that. I'm going to need string. And the great thing about cotton is that you can create string or wool because it is a textile. So, because of that, it is my preferred method at this time. Now, the caveat is it grows quite slowly, but I'm patient as far as I know. So we're just going to take our time here, bust up some more grass, cut down some more trees, get a few more materials here and there, and hopefully perseverance will pay off. And I can make a few more items and get a little closer to a spot where I get the freedom I need for a little more progression, and a little quicker too, because this has been going just a little bit slow, I'll admit it. Now, I haven't been in a hurry, I've been taking my time, but all the same, it's really been slower than most games have. Kind of handicap myself putting myself up here. Now I can get down there easy, but when I get down, I'm kind of hemmed in. I busted out this side by the river, and there's not a whole lot great down there. You know, I've got this area. There's some cows here, and I've been thinking about getting them trapped, but I've got to grow a little bit of wheat first, and I might just do that here sooner than later. Not really. Part of the reason is I'm trying still to piece together the long term. I don't think any of these Minecraft packs with the goals are going to be different. You can give a specific goal. I want to build a reactor, or I want to explore 1,000 worlds. Those are really just mod specific. The overall goal of my game is just to have fun and build, and I think that's what most people do. So, to that end, I'm trying to determine what I want to build that's different, because my comfort zone of what I've built in the past, you know, that gets kind of old, staying in your comfort zone, and that's where I've been for a long time. I've built the same things the same way, with exceptions. You know, and mods change, mods come along that you've never played, and you do things a little different. But that's part of the reason I'm up here on this mountain. I do things a little different, but I'll admit it's thrown me off. So the next plan, I kind of thought that we'd take a little longer with Tinker's Construct, because I was thinking I was going to make more tools. The other thing we can go ahead and get started on, which is a little bit ahead of where I want to be, is making some grout. And I can't get all my stuff, that's okay. I want to get as much gravel as I can. I'm going to combine gravel, sand, and clay, and I'll get grout. And it's 2 whole stacks, so you're losing items. You take 3 stacks to make 2. But, oh boy, I need more charcoal too. Nuts. Oh boy. Really hate to do this. We're gonna have to do it this way. Okay, 1 stack of grout right here, and we're going to start cooking that up. And when that cooks, each piece of grout's going to make a brick, a seared brick, and these seared bricks are going to be our foundation or building blocks for many of the items in Tinker's Construct. And just so you know, we'll pull out, I believe it's book number 2. No, must be book number 1. Is it book number 1? If it is, I'll be a little bit surprised. Yep. No, this isn't it. This is just the tool forge. Yes, it is it. So it shows you how to make the grout. You cook it into the bricks. You take 4 bricks to make a seared brick, but you also take just the plain bricks to make the controller. You need 1 controller. I'm showing you how to make the other books, and it's not going to show us the rest. Must be in book 3, which I'm going to guess we will get when we make our first brick. This book shows the individual parts you can make, the weapons and whatnot, and then the materials and effects of the different materials. Now mind you, this mod adds materials. Cobalt, ardite, there are others. And then it also shows some things like if you add a diamond in the modification, you go to this tool station, and if we had a diamond, well, we do, but I'm not going to put it on this stone axe. But you know what, let me grab one. That's perfect. I didn't even think of it that way. Sun is coming up. For demonstration, let me grab a redstone. So if we put this pickaxe in here and put a diamond, the diamond will take one of the three modifiers. It'll increase the mining level to obsidian, and it'll increase the durability by 500. In addition, redstone is one of the modifiers. You can add 50 redstone total. So if I put 1, I can put another 49 as I please, and it will increase the mining speed. I don't think I like what I hear. I was right, I don't like what I hear.
Hello?
Hello. Okay, looks like we're clear here. So I think this is a good wrapping up point. Next time we come back, we're going to try to shore up the defenses. I was considering that off camera. I might do it off camera, but I was thinking about starting to create a real barrier up here. You know, whether I raise the edges or place some other constriction like fencing. And I may do that here shortly. And also I'll just touch on here, you can see cotton starting to grow. And you know, even when I don't want it to, we start to progress. I'm having the bad guys show up and start to give me resources whether I want them or not. And I guess that's okay. We can live with that. So, until next time, this is Maligner saying mahalo.